Good day. This is lesson 2 about preparing your story. The topic is about how to visualize your story. Our learning objectives are, at the end of the lesson, you should be able to know how to use different shot sizes, make a simple script and storyboard, plan for the intended shoot, and last, appreciate the impact of preparing a storyboard. Visualizing is a skill that is essential for building reading comprehension. As we write and read our story, it is now time to visualize on how are we going to shoot it. Shooting your story is based on size, lens type, eye level, and camera movement. A camera shot is composed of the series of frames that are shot uninterrupted from the moment the camera starts rolling until it stops. Camera shots are an essential aspect of filmmaking and video productions because by combining different types of shots, angles, and camera movements, the filmmakers are able to emphasize specific emotions, ideas, and movement for each scene. Shots according to size. There are many ways in which you can frame your subject, from seeing their entire body to only their eyes. The first one is the close-up shot. The framing of the close-up shot shows the actor from his shoulder up. It fills the screen with part of the subject, such as a person's head or face. Framed this tightly, the emotions and reaction of a character dominate the scene. This is another example of the close-up shot. Next, an extreme close-up shot. It is a shot of the face or part of the face that fills the screen. It emphasizes a small area or detail of the subject, such as the eyes or mouth. An extreme close-up of just the eyes is sometimes called an Italian shot, getting its name from Sergio Leone's Italian Western films that popularized it. So this is an example of an extreme close-up shot. Next is the insert shot. It is a shot of an object in extreme close-up. An insert shot is any shot that sole purpose is to focus the viewer's attention to a specific detail within a scene, and these shots are often placed from the point of view of the character, suggesting that we see what the character sees during a moment of concentration. Sight, for example, is from the movie Up. Next is the medium shot. The medium shot reveals your actor's upper body. Normally, it is from the head down to the torso, and this type of shot is frequently used to show an actor's gestures and body language. It is also used for dialogue scenes where two or three people talk to each other. This is the most common shots seen in films, as it focuses on a character or characters in a scene while still showing some environment. So this is from the movie Titanic. Next is the full shot. The full shot reveals the whole body of the actor and where he is positioned. It frames the character from head to toes, with the subject roughly filling the frame, and the emphasis tends to be more on action and movement rather than a character's emotional state. Another example of full shot. Next is the long shot. This is similar to the full shot, but it covers a wider area and is used to establish a setting. It is also known as a wide shot that shows the subject from top to bottom. For a person, this would be head to toes, though not necessarily filling the frame. The character becomes more of a focus than an extreme long shot, but the shot tends to still be dominated by the scenery or the environment. This shot often sets the scene and our character's place in it. This can also serve as an establishing shot instead of an extreme long shot. The next category is the shots by the position in the screen. The first one is the master shot. The master shot covers the entire scene where the action is happening. It is usually a long shot that shows one or all of the characters. It is a complete recording of a scene from start to finish. The master shot is usually used to establish relationships among characters. Similar to an establishing shot but used to show two or more characters talking at the start of the scene without the need for editing. It establishes both location and the relationship between characters. This is another example of the master shot from the movie Avengers. This term given to a single uninterrupted shot of a scene, this shot can be the only shot used by a director to cover a scene or edited together with additional shots. While it is commonly a long or full shot, a master shot can be a closer shot, or it consists of multiple shot types if the camera is moving throughout the scene. Next is the establishing shot. This is the first shot of the scene which establishes the location or geography of the place and it describes the day or night, if it's day or night, or it is in indoors or outdoors. Establishing shot usually is the first shot of the scene, and this is used to establish the location and environment. It can also be used to establish the mood and give the audience visual clues regarding the time and the general situation, because they need to provide a great deal of information, and establishing shots are usually extreme long shots or long shots. Next is the point of view or the POV shot. This is a subjective shot that shows the scene the way a character sees it. The camera suddenly becomes the eye of the character, and the POV shot should be placed right after the shot showing the character having the POV. POV shot intended to mimic what a particular character in a scene is seeing. This puts the audience directly into the head of the character and then letting them experience their emotional state. Common examples are of a character waking up, drifting into unconsciousness, or looking through a scope or binoculars. Next is the reaction shot. It is a shot of a character, usually a close-up shot, reacting or to something or someone in the previous shot. So it shows a character's reaction to the shot that has preceded to it. Another one is the over-the-shoulder shot. The framing of this shot includes a close-up of a part of the shoulder as the foreground, while the main subject is more prominently framed in the background. The over-the-shoulder shot is used to facilitate conversation between two persons. This shot is commonly used to illustrate conversation and talk between two characters. It can also be used in a horror film to suggest something dangerous is going to happen to the person who we are following. So another example of over-the-shoulder shot is from the movie Harry Potter. This is a popular shot where a subject is shot from behind the shoulder of another, framing the subject anywhere from a medium to close up. The shoulder, neck, and or back of the head of the subject facing away from the camera remains viewable, making the shot useful for showing reactions during conversations. It tends to place more of an emphasis on the connection between two speakers rather than the detachment or isolation that results from a single shot. The next category is the shots by camera movement. The first one is the traveling shot. It is a shot in which the camera moves with the action in a scene. Next is tilting shot. It is the vertical movement of the camera from a fixed axis. It is an angle where the camera is positioned on an angle, usually used to suggest that the character is drunk, being beaten up, or if the director has a particular style uh, they want to portray. So this is another example of the tilting shot. Okay, in this shot, this is the shot in which the camera is set to an angle and on its roll axis to the horizon line and is not level. It is often used to show a disoriented or uneasy psychological state. Next is the panning shot. Panning shot is the horizontal movement of a shot from a fixed axis. It can be from left to right or right to left. Panning shot is particularly fast panning action and is usually seen in an action film when following a car chase. Next category is the shots by camera angle. Shots by camera angle are shots indicating camera placement. In addition to subject size within a frame, shot types can also indicate where a camera is placed in relation to the subject. The first one is the high angle shot. It is a shot taken from above the subject and the camera is directed downward. This can have the effect of making the subject seem vulnerable, weak, or frightened. Another one is the low angle shot. This is a shot taken beneath the eye level and the camera is directed upward. These can be used to emphasize action as when you film dancers in motion or show the point of view of a toddler looking up to his mother, for example. A low-angle shot is used by the director to look up at the character. This action implies that this person is in a position of authority. This can have an effect of making the subject look powerful, heroic, or dangerous. Next is the bird's eye view. Similar to the high-angle shot but taken to an extreme. This shot is taken from an elevated vantage point, like atop of a building, and the camera is directed downward. This makes for a very dramatic shot if it is used correctly. So, a bird's eye view shot is also known as a top shot, a high angle shot that's taken from directly overhead and from a distance. This shot gives the audience a wider view and is useful for showing direction and that the subject is moving, to highlight special relations or reveal to the audience elements outside the boundaries of the character's awareness. This shot is often taken from on a crane or helicopter. Next is the worm's eye view. It is similar to the long angle shot and is usually done by setting the camera down to the floor level. Like the bird's eye view, this produces very dramatic shots like this example. Last is the canted shot. If you want to add flavor to your static shot, then you can slant your camera to produce a canted shot. For activity 1, I want you to go to Uploaded File tab in the LMS, download the worksheet, activity sheet, form 2 underscore 01, and then answer the worksheet and submit it on or before November 8, 2020. These are the resources for this PowerPoint presentation. And if you have any questions about the topic discussed, don't hesitate to send me a message. Thank you.